Okay, let's talk about VPN, Virtual Private Network. Really important concept when it comes to one of the principles of information systems infrastructure. Also very important for cybersecurity, actually. So a VPN is this. We have our internet, which is the road system. And imagine you want to put some traffic safely on that road system. Well, one way you can make sure a piece of traffic gets safely from point A to point B is to build a private road that only that one piece of traffic gets to use. And that is actually called a value-added network. Very expensive to do, as you can imagine. Being in Missoula, think about having to put a private road in from your house to the university just for you so you could be safe. That would cost a fortune, even if it was even potentially not even doable. Imagine instead you wanted to get yourself, or maybe your grandma or your granddad, from your house to school, or maybe to the library downtown. One way to do that very safely would be to put grandma or granddad in an M1A1 Abrams tank. Imagine a tank rolling down the streets of Missoula. It wouldn't matter that your grandma or granddad, forgot to put a turn signal on. In fact, I'm not entirely sure turn signals exist on tanks. You could just make a turn when you needed to. You could even stop, a little long. You'd crush the car in front, but at least grandma and granddad would be safe. You could run red lights. People would just bounce off the tank. So that notion of a tank is exactly what a VPN is, a virtual private network is. What you do is you put your data inside a tank, and you send the tank out across the internet. Now, obviously, we don't have tanks on the internet, but what we do is we take the information and we encrypt it. We put some encryption around it. We encapsulate the data using encryption so people can't see what's inside. And then we send that encrypted packet over the internet, gets to the other end, and it gets decrypted. The most common standard type of encryption is called DES, the Data Encryption Standard, and that's been around forever. And banks these days, I think they use triple DES. That means they encrypt it once using DES, then a second time, then a third time. And those 3 layers of encryption make it really hard to decrypt, unencrypt the message. So that's how we send information safely over the internet. We use a virtual private network. And a lot of companies, corporations, businesses use VPNs to allow their remote workers to safely connect into their network. Now, some of the issues of VPNs are, as you can imagine, the actual encryption and decryption piece takes time. And so it actually needs fairly fast computing power and high-end computing power. So there's some actual cost and some actual time to putting in a virtual private network, a VPN. Of course, because of Moore's law, the price of VPNs and the encryption software to get them done have really fallen a lot. And so these days it's actually really easy to put together a VPN. So there you go. A VPN, all it is encrypting a message, sending it over the internet, decrypting the message. So most VPN softwares, all it is an encryption package and a decryption package on both ends of where the message is going to be sent and received. And that's VPNs.